Good morning, it's the 12th of June in the Forest of Dean, due to have thunderstorms today as most of the country. So here's one of my regular updates on the GASWAD fry and their progress. So let's get to it. So just spin you around and take you in. So a few changes in here. So you'll see a white pipe there, I'll explain that in a second. So we still have the 1 and 2 year old New Forest koi fry in there, as I mentioned before. Some of those are getting some length on them, probably about 30 centimetres, so I have to do a bit more, try to sell a few more of those on Gumtree. As explained, that's worked quite well. Certainly get some of the larger ones out into the big pond if needs be, just to lighten the load, but no problems with the water quality or anything like that, so that's all good. Took some time yesterday to clean out each of the bottom the 4-inch pipes here, so just by switching off the ball valves, using the newly cleaned sight glasses to see the water going through, made a big difference. Surprisingly much muck the fish generate in about 5-7 days. Osmosis is working quite nicely, topping up the water, and that's just helping to keep the quality down. We've changed the pipe here, so previously it used to stop here and go virtually straight back into the skimmer there. The skimmer's working really well. Unfortunately too well to take some food in, but we overcome that by taking it back out for them. And then we rerun the pipe along into where the actual fry are. What you'll also notice, hopefully, is that previously I had 2 of the Northline containment fry nets inside of the larger enclosed black nets. As you can see here, the amount of build up was starting to clog up and the water quality was starting to drop, and as the fish are getting much bigger now, time was decided to take that out. If you recall, this net on this side, I was getting fish, the larger fish were actually getting inside the net. There was actually a flaw on the net on one of the bottom corners. The stitching had come apart, sorry. Let's just spin you around. The stitching had come apart. A quick email to Northline, acknowledged it on a Sunday, which was really good, and a replacement net came yesterday on Wednesday, so no charge, just the net itself. So swapped that out as I was doing the removal of the white nets yesterday. So as a result of that, I don't know what it is, optical illusion, all that kind of stuff. When you move fish around, change it slightly, they always look bigger. So if I spin you around, so in here we have what I deem to be the larger of the fry. There is a mixture in there of the darker ones, so hopefully some of them are some nice Sankeys. There's some in there that certainly have got a Kohaku tint to them. Just waiting to see that the orange Benny is starting to come through. That's a bit slow in here. The ultraviolet light's not the best, to work on that. But yeah, there's a good quantity in there, a lot more than I thought, and they are now starting to actually put on some weight. And as you can see here, as mentioned on the telegram this morning, they're now starting to come to the top really well, and are hungry for the food. What I've also noticed since changing the nets around, which is really weird, the larger koi are all staying down the far end of the pond, the tank, sorry, which is really good. And when they do come up this end, whereas previously they were actually bashing the bottom of the net to try to get to the food actually falls through the net onto the bottom, and they're actually just taking it from there and actually not touching the net at all. So that's a big improvement. And as Vince was mentioning, fish jumping into the nets, I have been enclosing it overnight and trying to do it so I don't need to at the moment. I've got a bit of extra protection there to try and stop the fish, and like I say, touch wood, so far not having any problems. So yeah, some really good ones starting to grow, getting some size on. Like the rest of us, that time is going to come where we have to go through these with a bit more of a fine tooth comb to see what needs to stay and give them the space to actually grow on. But as you can see, they're very inquisitive, they're all over the place trying to catch the food. Again, my skills of photography and editing are improving, but not the best. In this net itself, it's predominantly slightly more difficult to get them because they tend to be over the other side, but there's predominantly the whited fish in here, which hopefully, again, quite a few of those will be Kohaku, but very difficult to focus. Trying my best without dropping the phone in. But yeah, these aren't quite so big. There's 1 or 2 larger ones in there, but they seem to be behind, and hopefully with the extra space now they'll start to grow on. So all positives. Again, I think I heard some references yesterday to by Rick on the farm, which I totally support and totally agree with, about the people mixing. So the mixing seems to be going all right at the moment, touch wood. Yep, could get some disease at some stage, but luckily the fish that were in here previously have been treated well in advance to the fry going in, and touch wood. But who knows? We've all seen our problems. We've all had problems as we go along. But yeah, all looking good. Looking forward to seeing everyone's updates on Telegram. And here's to another few days before another update. Thanks everyone, and